Welcome to Yoga with Blocks, which isn't a friend. It's these yoga blocks. We're going to run through some things to do and some things to help. People think this is about making a practice easier. And no, it's not that we can't do the full expression of something. It's actually, it helps us to understand or assist or deepen our body. So it's not that it's worse or it's easier, it's just different. The key thing to bear in mind is there's different types of blocks, and it's generally the stuff it's made out of. These are kind of foam, so it's semi-firm. Often it's cork, which is much firmer. So that's what you need to bear in mind when you think about how much weight or how much you're going to press down into them. They're also generally this kind of brick-shaped block brick. And so you've got 3 depths. 1, 2. We're going to go 1, 2, 3. Kind of different heights. It's generally the best way to describe. So you've kind of got flat, short, long. Yeah. I'm not sure how much this is going to be as a cohesive class, but it's more that it's going to give you ideas to think how you can use this in general class. We'll be running through how to use 1 and 2 blocks, because sometimes we have 1, sometimes we have 2. 2s are helpful for certain poses, others you only need 1. Okay. So remember to work with your own body, put on some music, grab a drink, and use some common sense. Do as much or as little as you wish. So we're going to play with things to make it nicer, smoother, and things to make it harder. First thing first, when you're ready, we're going to pop ourselves down onto all 4s. Excellent. We'll get a little quick movement more. Let's tuck those toes. Spread the fingers wide in the hands and take a rock back and forth. Bring some weight and some life into the wrists. Blocks are particularly great if you've got crappy hamstrings for the seated section. They're great for the standing section if you've got quite tight hips or kind of side bending. Once you finish that rocking back and forth, let's take a cat-cows. You can take the standard linear up and down. Maybe you want to take those barrel rolls or swirling round and round. Blocks are also really good for allowing you to brace and find tension in places. And so we'll hopefully revisit a few. Each thing, not everything. From there, we're going to take your left foot forward to your left hand. Good. That little rocking back and forth. The classic lizard. When we found some stillness, we can take that left hand up and down 2 to 3 times. Excellent. And changing sides. Right foot forward, that rocking back and forth. Ending left and down 2 to 3 times. From there, it's back to all 4s. Let's lift the hips, find your first downward dog. That little rock back and forth, up and down. When you're ready, walk the feet forward. Standing, and just let the body sink. Weight to heels and ripple up. Good, so this is where we start bringing the first block in. We're going to need 1 block. Pop it between feet, or perhaps a medium length. If you struggle with your forward folds and your hands don't make the ground or make your surface, this is where they come in great. Take that big breath in, let's lift the hands up nice and high. Exhale, fold. We can let your hands drop onto the block. This means that the weight's able to travel forward, away from the legs. We can sometimes get that deeper sensation to the hamstrings and the back of the legs. Let the weight shift to the heels. Hands come up. We'll take that little halfway. Good. Exhale, lower. Because we're able to kind of let the body shift into the arms and the hands, we're able to relax a bit more. And we can choose a suitable height for whatever we need. Maybe all the way down. Because if we can't usually get to the floor, that kind of tense, that terror of not being able to get there makes it tricky. Weight to the heels, release the block, and ripple all the way up. From here, let's get those toes pointing forward. We'll take 2 Charlie's Angels. I'll show you how different a block will make. So hands come up to the shoulders. Exhale as we round and push forward. Inhale as we lift. Thumbs go back, chin forward. Exhale, swirl the arms around. Interlace the fingers and pressing down. Fantastic. Here's where we can add more with a block. Take it, insert it between the thighs. Something where there's enough for us to engage pressure. That squeeze, that activation and sensation to the inner thighs. It lights up the hips and the butt. Once again, lift, exhale to round. Inhale, up. Chin forward, thumbs go back. Arms come around. And push down. Excellent. Release. And take it down. Yeah, we're going to throw in 2.5 kind of traditional salutations to get you going. What you do, choose your level, and see how it goes. You need to use that block for a forward pose, go for it. Kind of get used to moving around. It can often make the concept of a vinyasa flow class seem a little bit broken up and bitty. No one gives a fuck. It's absolutely fine. So, standing nice and tall. Feel that tension that we've already got through the hips, that activation to the inner thigh. Inhale, hands lift, and we'll look into thumbs. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift, halfway. Exhale down. Raise your way back to plank. The knees will drop. Release the toes. Exhale as the elbows bend, we float down. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, push back and up, downward dog. And those fingers want to be working, those elbows are wrapping in, and your arse is lifting high. Stepping forward. Exhaling down. Inhaling halfway. Exhale, let go. Inhale, push the feet. Reach those hands up. And exhale, back to standing. Round 2, lift. Lower. Halfway. And that plank. Step back. Plank. Lower, how you wish. Down. And tuck toes, lift the chest. Exhale, push back. Downward dog. And this is where we're going to sneak in that little extra half. So from our downward dog, let's ripple forward. Lower. Lift. And rise back. And next breath brings the knees down. Let's push back, find the shoulders. When you're ready, let's get that body up onto your forearms. I'm going to take one block. Take one block. I'm going to have it on its flat face down, longer setting. We're going to play with dolphin. With dolphin, we often teach it that we want the arms shoulder width apart and flat, or interlaced into a fist. There can be quite a big difference between the two. Block helps with that. So we place the block between the forearms, squeezing in. That gives us tension between the shoulders, specifically your serratus, your delts. Squeeze. From there, tuck the toes, big breath in, and press down with those forearms as we're lifting up. Keep pressing away those elbows and squeezing in. You'll feel that extra tension around the armpit and the shoulders. Remember, we can walk the feet forward to make it more shouldery intense. Make the feet further back, more planky. You can let your breath where you are. Allow the knees to drop. Let's come up onto all fours. Remove the block. Get the hips where they are. We're allowing the hands to walk forward and the chest to drop. For that puppy pose. Kind of removing the tension that we've just popped in. Pushing back, child's pose once again. When you're ready, let's lift up. Find that downward dog. Now the feet to walk you forward. Hang nice and heavy. Weight across the feet. Head and arm just hang down. Take a deep breath in. Exhale down. Lovely. Have a drink. I'm going to bring yourself forward. I'm going to work into your next thing. Chair is a pose that I don't often teach that well. Teach that often. Maybe I don't teach it well. Because having the feet so close together, I don't think does much for the body. But we can get a really nice chair effect that actually activates and works the body a bit harder with a block. So find your feet at roughly hip distance. Insert the block so we have some grip and some tension. And actually closer to the knees, it's quite nice the way it works. One of your adductors, your sartorius muscle, which is actually part of your hip. Keep that big squeeze, and then it's an inhale as we push the hips back. Hands can lift to the chest. Find that uplift. Or maybe we want to take them high and wide. We'll spend a few more extra breaths here, breathing in and out. And exhale, fold. Keep that squeeze. And exhale. Beautiful. Remove the block. Let's step back with your left foot, dropping the left knee. Beautiful. I'm going to rock back and forth. This kind of standard lunge is something that I struggle with because of the length of my legs and my arms. So 2 blocks come either side. It makes this runner's lunge quite nice, even up onto your higher setting. And we can push back and forth. If you have just one, I'd go for inside. Press to the feet. Let's lift the body up. From there, take an inhale. Let the hips drift back. And the hands. Exhale, release. Now, go for your medium level. If you've got firmer blocks, you can try something higher. We're going to go into a hamstring or a pyramid stretch. So we're going to place the hands onto the blocks. We're looking to tuck the back toes. And from there, it's an exhale as we lift the hips, pressing into that front heel. Don't worry about the background thing. It's all about the legs. Exhale slower. So inhale to lift. If we want more fire, we can pull onto the heel and lift the toes. The hands are there to support. Down. Third time. Remember, we want the feet to be hip distance. If they're too close together, it can feel a bit shoddy. Now, exhale, lifting. Beautiful. Now to drop the knee. Take the blocks to the sides. Walk right foot outside. Bring the hands in. So again, there's this classic letters. Take a rock, perhaps as we push forward, weight into the left hand, right hand's lifting. Then down and back. We're going to vinyasa onto the other side. So knees or plank, down, up and back. Downward dog. Stepping forward. Hanging heavy. And inhale, weight to the heels and ripple up. Lovely. I'm going to repeat that on the other side. So we take a block. Keep the feet hip distance. Insert it between the thighs, closer to the knees. You get that nice tension. So because of a specific muscle, not to get too geeky, your sartorius, which goes from your knee to your hip, actually is really helpful for decompressing tight sides of your upper arse, which is why forward fold like this can feel quite nice. But first, your chair. Big breath in. Bend at the knees, push the weight back into the hips. And to the chest. Maybe up. One more breath. And then exhale. Let it fold. Keep that squeeze of the thighs. And again, block goes down. Right foot goes back. We're going for that little runner's lunge. So find your blocks. And pushing back and forth. And again, if it's just one, it'll be on the right side. Bring the body up, pressing to the feet. Hands will lift with an inhale. That exhale lets you hinge backwards for a crescent lunge. And bring the hands down. You'll notice that I'm not cueing that many breaths because you're moving at a slightly different pace where the breaths will take longer or shorter. And with this sort of stuff, it's nice to just breathe. Let's work into the hamstrings. Find the weight into the middle one. You can tuck your back toes. And with an exhale, lift the hips. Looking at that sensation into the back of the legs. Low. Lift. If you want more fire, we're lifting onto those heels, toes, pushing up, and then down. Third time. Rising. And again, that back is rounding. It's absolutely fun. Sinking down. Little blocks go away. Hands come to the inside of the left hip. Now another lift. Again, maybe as we push forward into the right hands. Left hand lifts. Exhale down. Back to the knees. And again, a vignette. Knees are plank, let's lower. Lift. Downward dog. And from there, stepping forward. And then exhale to forward. And rippling up. Fabulous. I'll drink. And go to the next little sequence. So, we'll take one block. I'm going to do some kind of plasticky stuff and also some weird stuff. So, start off with the block just in front of your left foot. First thing I'm going to work on is balance. Get your right foot next to the block. From there, bring that left toe onto the block without kicking it over. So notice that balance is a learned trait. Takes time and skill. So we're using perhaps the block as a kickstand, that one toe on. And from there, perhaps we can eventually lift up and down. We're looking to keep balance. The body is perfectly still apart from that leg that's lifting and lowering. Look to the middle distance. This final time, we're going to inhale to lift. Exhale, step it back and out. Find a warrior two. If you've got that right foot facing forward, take a good strong bend into the knee, hips out to the side. Hands to shoulders. Let's reverse your warrior. Right hand forward, up and over. From there, forearm to thigh. So this is the first variation, just side angle. From there, the next is to the floor, which can be a big step. This is where blocks come in. So we can have the block to any setting that we like, and allowing the hands to sink onto that. What it does is it gives us this pressure to be able to lengthen through both arms, allowing that opening of the chest. We're getting accommodating to the knee and the hip. So you can start high and then work down as far as you like. You're going to look down to that right foot, and with an inhale, we're going to rise. Bring the block with you. Warrior two. Weight into that right foot. Block into the right hand. Now it becomes resistance. It becomes extra work. Reverse the warrior. Forward. Up and over. Back to your warrior two. Take a breath in, bring the hands together. Keep a flat palm and squeeze that block to feel the chest work. From there, it's an inhale. And an exhale, legs stay as they are. We're twisting the torso to in line with the right leg. Inhale, lift. Exhale, down. Inhale, back to center. And then exhale, warrior two. From there, we're going to find our way down to a side angle. Block to the floor. When you're ready, drop the left hand down. Let the body pivot and rest. With the block, bring the body back. Child's pose. Rising up. I'm going to vinyasa. You don't have to if you don't want to. So knees or plank. Down. Lifting. Rising. And from there, stepping forward. Exhaling to relax. Inhaling to ripple up. Fabulous. So all that nonsense on the toe side. This time block goes in front of your right foot. Left foot's going to step so it's in line. I'm going to do this in drink because that's where my life is right now. And I probably fall over. So from there, we can go into that kickstand, comes that level 1. We get to understand where the body is. We feel it kind of splay out. How can we correct that? Work into what muscles needed. And if we want to progress it on, it's that lifting and lowering of the leg. It's made it a lot harder when you drink. Few or more. And it's that lift. And again, with this exhale, we're going to step back and find a warrior 2. So left knee's forward. That strong bend into the knee, hips out to the side. Shoulders are heavy, hands along. From there, reverse it. We go forward. Then it's up and over. Forearm to thigh. Right hand lifts. And again, we can slide it down, find a block height that works for you. And truthfully, sometimes higher allows us to get further in different parts of the body. When you're ready, we're going to look to the left foot. With an inhale, we're rising. Block comes with. Long in that left hand. Let's reverse your warrior. Forward, up, and over. Back. Warrior 2. Take that breath in as we bring the hands together. Squeeze the tension to the chest. Inhale. Exhale, twist. This feels really nice through my hips. We're lifting with that inhale. This does not feel nice through my shoulders. Exhale down. Going back to center. Release. Arms long, warrior 2. Reverse it. Nose forward, up and over. And then down. That side angle. Right, he's lifting long. I'm trying to open up. For cartwheel down. Pivoting and twisting. And releasing. Excellent. Back to chest. Just for breath, and then lift up. From there, I'm going to find a winch backside. With a block, and generally, you're going to put the flatter side on the floor and set it. We're looking to have it underneath the firmer parts of your bottom, the sitting bones. This often gives us space to get the legs longer if you've got tight hamstrings. But here, and it's the simplest ones that often get the hardest, we're going to work into a dandasana. So sitting tall, legs are long, toes are up. It's that length to the back, that pull in of the abdomen, the pull back of the shoulder blades, and the fingertips can be to the floor to help. If we have a second block, it's quite nice to place in between the legs. Classically, you're told to wedge your legs together. Doesn't happen. Anyone that's thicker of thigh, it's just not right. And from there, we can allow the body to walk forward. And again, if this is something we struggle with, the blocks are there to allow us to put some pressure into them. So places where we normally hold tension to relax. And gently bringing the body up. Okay. We're going to remove the block. If you need to. If you want to, sorry. Next, we're going to go into Jani Shasana. Jani is one of my favorite poses, and that's because I can do it well. And it gets to the places. But again, if you find you struggle with it, prop yourself in a block. And everything I do is the same. If you're finding that you're quite good at it and you're wanting much more of a passive hold, we're going to make it worse. And we do that by making your legs longer. So remember, if this is something that you struggle with, we don't do it. We don't make something hard if we can't do it. So I've got my right leg long, left foot into the right thigh. It's a big breath in to lift. We're twisting and exhaling as we fold. So traditionally we'd reach the feet. If we've got the feet and we're happy, we can even reach for the block, which gives us some extra leverage. Take one more breath in whatever style you're doing. And bring the body back up. Changing sides. Remember, if you're on the block, it's exactly the same. Just going to lift you higher, and it takes some of the pressure out of the hamstrings and allows us to fold more from the hips. I'm going to do this one because I did it on the other way, despite this being my worst side. So we're sitting tall, right foot into the inner of the left thigh. Inhale, arms lift. Twisting to the leg, and exhale, folding. Oh, that's very much just about happening. And inhale, bring the body up. We're going to pivot ourselves around. And we get to the best stuff. We get to, lie down. A supported bridge is one of the nicest things within yoga. And we'll look at two different variations we can give. You can go one, or you can go 2 blocks, and we face it. I think flat is often the nicest. If you want extra height, you can go up one. But often it's nicer to stack 2 blocks on top of another. And it's on the flat of the lower back, it's on the sacrum. And you just let the weight sink into the blocks. Keep the feet flat to the floor. This is often what's known as a supported bridge. And actually, by not putting this area into tension, it disengages. Just something it very rarely does. A little step on from here is often bringing the feet together, allowing the knees to drift apart, that kind of elevated Supta Baddha Konasana. You can spend as much as a little time as you like in these poses. From here, the next thing is a inversion that we're looking for. So traditionally you'd have a shoulder stand, or you could go legs up the wall, or we can do a block support one. So I think 1 block is a better place to start. You can go 2 if you wish. And all we're doing is keeping the weight into the pelvis and lifting the legs. So we can straighten them if we like, and just let them hang there. Often the weight kind of tips them forward, We feel the pelvis lifting or rocking, and that is all good. Even here, we can allow the heels to come together, the thighs to drift apart. If you want to go full razzle dazzle, maybe the legs want to go wide. And what you've got here is a passive forward fold or even gate pose. When you're ready to come out of this, just bend the knees. Take the feet to the floor. We're lifting the hips. Let the blocks go away. Toes come in and knees even. Don't know why it's the brain dead. And with an exhale, let's take that full body stretch. From there, let's pull left knee up. I'm going to drag it across to the right. So with the supine twist, often we struggle to get it to the floor. Again, we can prop that knee up with a block. So actually allowing the rest of the body to just unfold as it desires. And then from there, onto to the side. Left leg long, right knee comes up. Find the block, let it twist over. And often we just unfurl from that side. Back to center, pull those knees in, and then exhale. Let the legs go long. Allow the body to settle into your final position. That Shavasana. Perhaps the eyes want to soften. The breath settles. Allowing the breath to deepen. And bring the body back into focus. And with that breath, perhaps there's a bend, twist, or stretch. When you're ready, make your way to a comfortable seated position. And say thank you for putting up with something slightly different today. Any questions, any comments, any issues? Let me know. Namaste.